All right, so thanks for everyone who's tuning in right now. I have 2 hours to do this, and the goal of this stream today is to try to get through an entire game of Artifact in 2 hours. I'm going to be streaming until 6:30 PST, and I've pre-built two decks. One is a blue/black aggro deck, and the other deck is a red/green armored cleave. These are speculative based on the decks that they've pre-built for packs. I don't believe that those have been leaked, but we're going to find out in 3 or 4 days from now what they are. Hopefully, I came close. The overarching theme for the next couple of streams is I'm going to do a mini series of some. It's catered towards people who are casual gamers who might not have played a lot of strategy games, such as myself. The only real strategy game that I was invested in was poker. So coming from Dota 2 to something like Artifact, there's a lot of concepts that are going to be really new to people like us, such as board control, mana control, tempo, all of those things. And this first episode, I'm going to be playing without having done a lot of research. And then I put together a syllabus so that after this game, it should pop up right now. Let me double check that. Great. So the idea is today I would play without doing a bunch of research and learning of these concepts, go through a playthrough, and then tomorrow when I have some time, I'm going to read through all of these things and then play the same matchup again, but see how my play differs. And as I'm going to be playing, I'm going to be talking stream of conscious, trying to showcase how I'm thinking right now, and hopefully after I've done a little bit of learning, my logic and my tactics and my overall strategy will be a lot better after reading these things. I feel like there is a common route to getting good at anything, and a lot of that is just preparation and making sure you do the due diligence of reading through basic materials, and then after that it's really just a matter of dedication versus talent. Talent you can't really do anything about, but dedication you certainly can. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into the game. And again, if you want, you can go ahead and pause this video right now, take a look at these links, and after this, read them with me, and then see if your new evolved elevated thinking is aligned with mine after I read it, and we can go ahead and talk about it in chat tomorrow. Or I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. Most likely, we'll see. If not tomorrow, then definitely Thursday. And some of these links that we're going to be reading after this match is Level 1 series by Reed Duke. I've maybe read a couple minutes of it. It seems really, really great. It's by a Magic the Gathering pro, and it's a series catered towards beginners to trading card games, strategy games. The other three are compiled, or it's written by someone on Reddit. I can't remember who it was. Actually, I might as well click on this now. It is written by a guy named The Vor. So thank you for putting these articles together. They seem really awesome. Again, I haven't read through them yet because I'm trying to keep myself as noob as possible so that after this match, once I do some reading, hopefully my play will be a lot better the next time I stream. And then lastly, this is a really popular Hearthstone beginners tutorial by a popular streamer named Trump. Um, Not going to get political about it, but hopefully this guy isn't as much of a fuck ass as Donald Trump. So let's go back to the tabletop simulator, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And ever since I made that stream yesterday about how to optimize your tabletop simulator to make the artifact playing artifact a lot easier and a lot more seamless, the creator of the mod actually put in a new begin game function. So we're going to go ahead and shave off 5 or 10 minutes of that preparation because he wrote a script to automate that process. So thank you again for whoever created this mod. This has been a godsend. It's been really, really great to be able to play 70 to 80% of Artifact based off of what's been released so far. And for the people who haven't played Artifact on this mod yet, I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised because it does feel like it's getting very, very close to the actual game. It's very rewarding in even in this sort of bootleg form. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is you're able to select your order of deployment. Actually, before we go into that, so that we don't have to look at it on Tabletop Simulator, I'm going to showcase what these decks are comprised of. So this is the red/green armored cleave build. As you see here, this is top secret professional build, so don't leak this out. Let's go. The only caveat to this build that I wasn't able to do in Tabletop Simulator is Sven. Sven is not in the Tabletop Simulator version, so instead I replaced it with Legion Commander. Obviously, if you've played Sven before in Dota 2, he has a cleave skill. I'm guessing that this passive ability or reactive ability that you see on the card on the middle bottom left is probably going to be cleave related. So I'm not going to be using Legion Commander after packs because supposedly this mod is going to be updated after packs. So hopefully that's the case. Other than that, and another thing is that I went ahead and did one of every single regular item that's speculated not to be secret shop exclusive. So don't look at this part. I want to expose myself to as many items as possible on this beginner playthrough. Maybe tomorrow after I've read some of the those articles from the syllabus I put together, I will narrow this item deck down to 8 or 9 items. But for now, let's just get every single one of them that we can. As for the allies, I won't go into every single one because we are on a time limit, but anything that's related to either armor or cleave, I got 3 of. And the one exception to that is Emissary of the Quorum. And the reason why I included that is because it says modify allies with +2 attack and +1 health. I feel like with this type of build, you're aiming for that. You're trying to ramp up in the mid/late game, and you want to keep your units alive because if you do, then the idea is they're gonna cleave through any sort of creeps that the or units or heroes that the opponent is throwing at you, and you can retain control of the board. So that's why I included on there. Hold on, my oh my cat is making lots of noise over there. Okay, so back to this. The other deck that I have is Wuchi Aggro Black Blue. The reason why I put this together is because black and blue are some of my favorite colors. So regardless of what strategy this was going to be, this was going to be my main shit anyways. But it just so happens that I like to play aggressive in every game anyways, and these cards are tailored towards aggressive of play. So I have CM, Luna, Zeus, PA, Sorlakan. I imagine that there's going to be a lot more different heroes at our disposal because there's 40, I believe, at release, and I haven't really counted them, but there's not that many. There's maybe about a third of them, or something around along those lines. I imagine that the hero composition here will be a lot different after packs, but for now we got to work with what we have. Again, the item deck, I'm gonna do one of every type, and then the rest of it is really just creeps to fill the board with and some clears here. So I have an annihilation, 3 eclipses, which is mandatory because you want to have 3 of every signature hero that is automatically appended to your deck after you choose the heroes. So realistically, you're working with only, assuming that there's a minimum of 40 cards per deck, you already have 15 of them taken up by the signature hero spells. And I'm going to assume that you've done a minimum amount of research on how the game plays, just because I don't think I'll be able to explain every single facet within these 2 hours. But I'm sure you'll pick it up along as we go if I haven't outright explained the mechanic. So hopefully by now you've taken a look at this deck and you can go to artifactfire.com and build your own decks or take a look at how some of these cards interact with the game, but it's likely that throughout this session we're going to see a lot of them pop up. So let's go back into the game and get started. You, as the player, will be able to choose the order of deployment. So the first three are going to be randomly allocated / deployed / spawned. Oop, there we go. I have my camera set up so that you want to pick the three that you're going to deploy first, and then your fourth, and then your fifth. So let's take a look at my heroes. Right off the bat, I do want Luna in my top three because the longer she's on the board, the more opportunities that she has to cast this reactive ability, Lucent Beam, and she's going to ramp up a lot better because she'll have more charges. Uh, and we're going to indicate that with these tokens over here. So she starts with 1. Let's place that somewhere that it's easily visible. She has 1 charge, and after the first round that she's in play, she's going to have 2. Most likely, unless somehow the opponent has a way to eliminate Luna before she gets into a action phase. I'm not sure if I wanted to play PA first. Let's set that to the side for now. Zeus is kind of late game too, because he does 1 piercing damage to his neighbors after you play a blue spell. So I want to wait for the boards to fill up a little bit. Oh. CM is really sick, but she's also not that great at the first deployment because you're hardly ever having a whole bunch of mana to stack to take advantage of her continuous effect. She returns 2 mana for every spell cast. That's not shaving off 2 mana for every spell, so you can't cast a 5 mana spell in that first round where you only have 3 mana. You can do it in the third round and you have 5 mana, and then at that point you would have 2 extra mana to play with, but that's how that interacts. And then Swirlicon is good for sieging. I I want to. I feel like we should do. Hmm. I'll do this. I I want to see how the board plays out before I put in a fragile flower like CM and before I'll be able to take advantage of her continuous effect. Zeus will be last, and then these will be my brawlers. And on the other side, and for this series, I'm going to be playing both sides and trying to assume that I don't know what the opponent has. Let me. Okay, great. Now onto the other side, we have, and again, this LC will likely be replaced with Sven, and any one of these heroes may be replaced once we have all the heroes revealed. So let's see. Which 3 should I play first? I want to play this at least 4th because there's not going to be that great of creeps. Chen has this active ability called Holy Persuasion, which has a 4 cooldown. This is what the 4 means here. It doesn't cost 4 mana. It's a cooldown. At least that's what's speculated. At this point, they could change anything up on us. So don't hold me to my word until at least we see what packs, how the games go and in the packs reveal. Get control of an enemy creep. Great. Let's save that for mid/late game. Lycan's allied neighbors have +2 attack. That's pretty good. This is great. And he's likely to kill someone early. Modify Bristlebacks with +2 armor after hero blocking it dies. He has 8 attack and 12 health. He's really, really good at killing heroes. And blocking means a direct opponent. So imagine that these two were opponents. They are not blocking each other. Now they are. Let's do... Hmm. Let's do this. I need a green on the board, actually, just so I can play some green spells early. Let's do this. Let's do this. And again, I'm not the greatest at strategy games, hopefully yet. So a lot of my logic here, I'm willing to bet, is unsound. And hopefully, after we progress through these mini series, a lot of my decision making will be a lot more crisp, a lot more logical, a lot more, just a lot better. Let's move this here in preparation to get the game started. Let's move these over here. This is the fountain. At least that's how I like to play. And the one closest to the middle is going to be deployed in round 2. This would be round 3. Okay, let's try out this new mechanic. And one more time, I'm going to save just so that I can go back to this later. Create. I'll save over this. No, do not load. Overwrite. There we go. Okay. It says here to place your 3 starting heroes in the middle 3 spots. And off we go. Let's double check everything. Nice. All right, let's begin the game. Let's rotate this. Not sure why I ended up doing it that way. Okay. And then we need to deal out the cards. So R for shuffle or randomize. Let's take these, flip them, and drag them onto our hand. And then we'll do the same for red. Randomize, flip, draw 5, flip, and drag them onto our hand. So let's do a little bit of the card analysis and then the board analysis. In lane 1, I'm going to do it from... Oh, we have to roll for initiative too. Let's do that real quick. 1, 2, 3 will be Radiant. 4, 5, 6 will be Dire. So 2. So I start. Well, I guess technically I'm both. So let's take a look at blue-black's hand. And moving forward, just to keep it organized, I'll use Radiant and Dire to refer to the players. Okay, in lane 1 I have Luna. And right off the bat, before we do anything, let's roll for this reactive ability. 1, 2, 3 will be this creep. 4, 5, 6 will be Legion Commander. Nice. So let's take one of these. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's so weird. Something about the D20 is not that responsive. And then I get an extra charge, so now I'm at 2. Scale this down a little bit. It's a little much right now. And it's important to note that these charges don't attach to Luna, and she doesn't lose them when she dies. It's attached to the Eclipse hands itself, so it's persistent. So I might as well put it somewhere where it seems persistent. That has dealt 1 damage. I have a charge, and now let's take a look at the board. I can't play any spells because I have 4 black spells and you need to have the same colored hero to play the same type of spell. And I only have 3 mana in this lane, so I can't play Dimensional Portal. But I still want to do a little bit of analysis before I skip. This is going to directly attack the tower. Luna's going to directly attack the tower, and these are going to attack each other. So that's a bad trade for me, but it's unavoidable. Okay, I pass. Whereas I have 3. Wow. Okay. Choose combat target for it. I would not be able to kill Luna in 1 hit. And new orders will be really useful once I have some heroes with armored cleave on it. So I'm not sure if I want to just waste this for just to deal 6 damage on the Luna. That wouldn't make much sense. Take aim, give hero +4 attack this round. Same logic. Okay, we're gonna pass here. Initiative is back to Radiant because no one played and they both skipped. So we're gonna go into the combat phase. These clash. This will be a 2. This will be a 2. This is down 3. This is down 6. On to lane 2. Initiative is on me. On Radiant. Deal 2 piercing damage to the enemy tower before the action phase. This is something that ideally you would want to play early because with each passing action phase, you're going to have 2 more damage onto the tower. So that creates a ticking time bomb for the enemy. However, the downside to that is you're deploying to a lane before you know how the lane balance is going to play out over the next 1 or 2 rounds. I'm tempted to just do this early, especially because I'm aggressive, and then maybe I can set the tempo and I can set how the boards look early. So I'm probably going to play this, but let's take a look at my other 2 options. I have Untested Grunt, which gives me an opportunity to flood the board early. And I could play both, actually. So 2-1, that's an opportunity there. Deal 2 damage to a unit in any lane. I feel like I need to save that because this is a prime opportunity to get a damaged opponent creep out of the way of one of my hard hitters later on in the game. Let's say this PA is over here and it's super buff and it has this and it's up against a 2/2 because it's been attacked before, creep or something along those lines. Like for example, what if there's an untested grunt over here and I'm dealing say, 14 damage after buffs and I'm going to be wasting all of it on this. I could use that opportunity to, oh, I already forgot where they were. So let me rewind this a little bit. There we go. But you get the point. So yeah, I'm gonna be saving that. So why don't I rush this board and on singular summons, you are allowed to choose where you place it, especially because I have the majority over here. So it seems I wanna get this grunt away from the Lycan. I'll place this over here, take up 2 of my mana, and I have to pass over here because I did an action. Let's take a look at Dyer's options. They don't have an option because the only thing that they can do right now is active defiance and they don't have enough mana for it, so they have to pass to me. That gives me a radiant and a golden opportunity to cast trebuchets. And now I'm not sure if I want to play trebuchets in this lane. It's been speculated that you can cast improvements on any lane as long as you're playing it, as long as you have a black hero to play it in that lane, you can cast it on any one of your towers. I would not be surprised if that wasn't the case where you were forced to do it on the same lane. So let's put some harsher rules on ourselves just to prepare. Let's say you can't cast improvements on the other two lanes. It has to be on the same lane. Let's just go ahead and cast that then. That's used up. It goes back. It's going to go back to me, and I skip because I know that because I'm playing both sides, I know that Dyer doesn't have any options here. But in a situation where Dyer feels the need to pass so that I could cast again and then he could counterplay, that's totally possible. Once you pass, you're not locked into the pass for the entire action phase. You can just wait a turn and wait for the other person to play and then do something again. But because I know that we're skipping, they are going to have initiative next round because I was the last one to play an action. That's how initiative is passed off. Okay, great. That should be it. And then we're going to do the or the combat phase now. This be over here, over here. Wow. +4 damage when attacking a hero. I just murked this fool. Okay, so allied neighbors have +2 attack. So he doesn't even have any neighbors. So I barely survive, and I kill this Lycan in one hit, which is awesome. He's going to go back into the fountain, and I'm setting him on this lane because he doesn't have rapid deployment like Rick's, which is if you have rapid deployment. So how death works in this is that if you die, you have to wait for an entire round to cycle before you can be deployed again. So let's say that this Lycan died in lane 3, and then obviously it goes to the shopping phase, and then it goes to deployment. I could not deploy Lycan that round. I would have to wait for it to go all the way back past lane 3, past the shopping phase, and then I would deploy. Whereas with Rix, if I died here on lane 3 and then I went to shopping phase, I would immediately be able to deploy. Zoshi Woon asks, does this have a preset on TTS? I don't have it yet, so I'm not sure how it works. It it's not a preset, but I can teach you how to make it. Really, it's really easy to attach it to Tabletop Simulator. What you have to do is, well, first I need to take a drink of water. LaCroix is definitely better than Spindrift. So how you get this on Tabletop Simulator is you first pay for the game, obviously, and then you would go to Steam Workshop and search up Artifact Dash Dota Card Game. Once you're on that, you're going to click on the green subscribe button and it automatically appends to your game so that when you load it up and you go into your games, whenever you create a single player or multiplayer, it's going to show up right next to Workshop as Artifact Dash Dota Card Game. And then, if you want to learn how to actually play Artifact using Tabletop Simulator, because it is not intuitive whatsoever, go to my Twitch channel, go to my videos. I only started streaming 2 days ago. There's only 2 videos. It's just like a Dota mod, essentially. I've actually never modded Dota, even though I played Dota 2 and Dota 1 for like 10 years straight. I've never used the workshop before, so this was a totally new thing for me. It just automatically appends to your game. It's really, really easy. But in order to learn how to use Tabletop Simulator to play Artifact, I recommend you watch my second video, the more recent one from yesterday, and it's an hour long and it shows you just how to set up your board, how to optimize Tabletop Simulator so that it doesn't take too long. For example, my very first game on Tabletop Simulator where I played with someone on Twitch chat, so obviously it's going to be a bit delayed because of the inherent delay on Twitch and because we have to wait for the other person to think. But that game took like 5 hours and 15 minutes. We're about to do this in under 2 hours, easy. And that's because I'm talking a lot right now, theorizing with you guys. If you were to just play against a friend and you watch that video and you optimize for it, you could probably finish a game in an hour or even less, depending on what strategies that you're playing. So with that, let's get back to the game. Now, okay, so I've eliminated the Lycan. He goes back here. I get +5 gold because heroes give 5 gold and creeps give 1. These have been damaged, and then I would calculate these two for tower damage because they have no blockers. So that's 6, it's 34. All right, cool. Thank you. I can't wait for this to come out. I thought Valve said they were eyeballing game time around 15 to 20 minutes. Yes, that is true. So, from what I've seen, a game will take anywhere from 5 to 35 minutes, and the game ramps up really, really crazily. Like most games around round 8, round 9. I don't see a lot of games going past round like 11 or 12. But again, I've only played maybe a handful of games. The reason why I say it takes under an hour is because we're using Tabletop Simulator. So you're still having to do a lot of that manual RNG. It's not going to be as seamless. Whereas when you play Artifact, yeah, it's going to be extremely churnable. You're going to be able to go through most games in 10 to 15 minutes. Anyone going to PAX and does not have use for the extra key? No begging in this chat, please. Actually, you know what? You can go ahead and beg in chat. I'm not going to do shit. Who knows? Maybe someone does have an extra key. So combat phase is over. Now we're over in lane 3. Let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so and I need to stop saying so. I know one of the things that's been a revelation for me is once I started streaming, and I do a lot of in my line of work, I have to talk a lot with people, and I didn't realize I had so many verbal tics. First thing I noticed was the which is the obvious one, and I need to get rid of that. But I realized to replace I say so a lot, and occasionally I'll say right, which I feel like is really big in the tech industry. People always say right, right, la la la, right. I need to get rid of all those. So I just fucking did it again. I'm gonna slap myself every time I do it. Hmm. Silence is golden. Let's take a look at here at this board. Nice. So Sorlakan does +4 damage when attacking a tower, and I have no blockers here. That's great. I'm gonna be dealing 12 damage right off the bat. So it seems like lane 2 and lane 3 are going to be my my rush lanes, and lane 1 is going to be my defensive lane to make sure that they don't go all in on lane 1. So I'm going to assume that that's my strategy moving forward. Okay, and then Bristleback will be attacking directly on here, so it'd be 32 versus 12. That's a good trade, and 10. What can I do here? Well, first, it's Dyer's initiative, so let's see what they can do. Ooh, give away your extra key to chat. I don't have an extra key. I, I'm not gonna say anything about that. So, take aim might be, or excuse me, new orders might be sick. Even though I want to typically save that for a more ideal situation. If I'm red slash green, I'm assuming that this blue slash black deck is aggro, and I don't want Sorla to cast or to deal 12 damage on this very first round because then I'm just gonna be so behind. I might use new orders here to choose an ally and choose a combat target for it. The way that we've been playing in-house is that you choose a combat target for it and you immediately enter combat. I'm not sure that's how it works. I almost feel like it won't work that way because it just says simply choose a combat target for it, and there are other cards that say that you immediately engage in battle. So let's be literal about it. And then then you have to decide, well, are you moving when you change your combat target, or do you just simply switch? I think there's been in the video I remember you don't move as a blocker. Change, choose a combat target for it. Choose an ally, choose a combat target for it. New orders. And then you have to ask yourself, it's kind of like reverse taunt. Choose combat target doesn't move. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Okay. So would it be that that Sorlakan has to attack Bristleback, or would Bristleback be attacking Sorla and then Sorla would be attacking, still be attacking? Because combat target, no, she attacks tower. Okay, great. Thank you, the infamous X-Man. You are awesome for answering those questions. So why that changes everything then? Because if I'm gonna be dealing, I could be killing Sorlakan. She would need to respawn, but then I would wipe it off the board. And then if I'm red slash green and I'm guessing, let's just say I assume I'm guessing that CM is gonna come here, and if I don't kill Sorla in this round, then I have a blue black hero on this, and there's she's gonna deal additional damage, and then the blue will frostbite. So I think that I should probably do this right now. Attacks are definitely simultaneous. What is armor? Armor is something that you take off that amount of damage every time someone attacks you. There is piercing damage though. Piercing damage ignores armor. In this case, I want to keep up with an aggro deck. I want to use new orders. And keep in mind, there's going to be a pretty strict timer on decision making in artifacts. So we're not going to be able to talk all this stuff through. You're going to have to just play a whole bunch and intuitively understand this stuff. I'm going to do new orders, and instead of attacking the tower, I'm just going to get rid of this Sorlakan. So I'm going to rotate, and you can change the amount you rotate over here. So let's do 30 degrees. Perfect. This is going to go in my graveyard. I cast that spell, get rid of 1 mana, and now I'm killing Sorlakan, and Sorlakan, I'm trading that for 12 damage here. Action is back to Radiant. Siege. Siege has been hard to interpret. There's been multiple interpretations. The way that I think it is that when you are attacking a tower, you get more damage. So just kind of like this, but why wouldn't it say +4 siege on Warmonger instead of this manual way of explaining it? Some people have said that it's a splash damage. So let's say you were to attack this creep, not only would you deal damage to this, you would splash any amount of siege damage that you have to the tower. We'll get to that when we get to that, and we can analyze what is most healthy for the game as it progresses. But we're gonna figure out once Siege's Trample, I think, makes more sense. Interesting. Hmm. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Siege Trample artifact. Question regarding Siege artifact. From what we know so far, do you believe that A, Siege acts as a trample on MTG Magic the Gathering? Extra damage surpassing health goes to tower. Or B, X siege damage means actually regardless the combat outcome, this unit does X damage down on each combat. Interesting. Someone saying it could be where you bypass the defenders. Hmm. X siege damage means actually regardless. Man, this guy's grammar is really, really bad. This unit does X damage on each combat. Okay, so let's play that way. Regardless, it's not going to be a I'm not going to do it as a trample. I'm going to do it as, regardless of what happens, you deal that amount of damage when you attack on a creep and it splashes on top of the the tower. Unless someone can have some definitive a definitive conclusion on how that interacts, let's just do that. I can't cast anything here, so I pass, and I will get initiative. Radiant will get initiative in round 2, lane 1, because Dire was the last one to cast a spell. Cleave is deal damage to targets immediately around the neighbor. So if I were to cleave this bristleback, these two would take damage. Thakor says, my reading on Siege is that it deals extra damage to a building when you attack it. Catapults in Dota don't splash off mobs onto buildings. That is true, but this is an entirely different game. By the way, Siege may have value. Siege has a lot of value, I would imagine. I've played a couple times where Siege, although we don't know exactly how it interacts, regardless, in many of the different interpretations, is extremely powerful. Let's keep it simple and say that Siege is damage dealt to tower regardless of, as long as you're attacking something, it's gonna splash onto the tower. Let's just play it that way. I pass. I want to double check that. Oh, let's not assume anything. Radiant passes to Dire, and he has the option. They have the option to cast one of these if they want, or even two, +4 attack. There's no point in doing that. Okay. Dire passes. Initiative is on Radiant on the round. I pass again, and we'll go into combat. So this takes 12 damage. Great. This Sorlakan will be killed. Dire gets 5 gold. This will go back to regular routing, and this tower will take 2 damage. Okay. And then shopping. Let's do Dire first. Randomize, 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 flip, flip, flip. This is the secret shop. This is the core item shop. This is the consumables. The way that we're speculating with house rules is that you can only buy multiples out of the core deck that you've put together as part of your deck. You can't get multiple consumables in one shopping phase. You can't get multiple secret shop items in one shopping phase. I could buy a Stonehall Cloak, and this is really, really strong if you get this early, because every combat phase you're going to get more health. Return an allied hero back to fountain. That also is super strong for aggro, I imagine, for reallocating your heroes. Hmm. I could secure that. Redeploy Luna. And plus, this will take a while to get value out of. I might just do this. And also, if you're following along right now and you want to replicate what I'm doing, make sure you don't do what I just did, because you need to make sure that this item goes back into here, because you should always have 4 consumables. I'm gonna make a copy, and I'm gonna put it into my deck. Oh shit. Oops, overwrote my camera. Let's get a holistic view, and we'll do control 1, and there we go. Okay. Going back to the fountain heal, it should heal. I believe it heals. But I'm not sure. So we've done our first full phase after we shop for Dire. Whew. Draw a card. I don't want to spend. I need items. The whole point of Armored Cleave is to buff up my heroes. So I'm not gonna do that. Equip, okay, I can't afford anything. This needs to go down 3. Okay, we've completed a full round of Artifact. Let's get to the round 2 deployment phase. This is going to deploy. This is going to deploy. These two are now primed to deploy for the next round. We're going to do the creeps first. After the first round, it's 2 creeps instead of 3. Oh no. This should be a 2. You want to roll for the creeps first, and you'll see why in a second, because you want to see where the creeps go before you deploy your hero, because that's how it works in the real game. So we're rolling for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this creep will be deployed there. And this one will also be deployed there. This one will be deployed here. This one will be deployed here. Now we have to decide where we deploy. Where do I want to deploy? The CM, I don't have a frostbite here, but I could summon 3 melee creeps and bum rush this. So I think I want to flood this board really badly. So let's just take this ape level of thinking that I possess and run with it. And then axe. Probably want to. Yeah, this is gonna. I need some beef over here. Unless I was planning to bum rush this one, and I'm not entirely sure if that's the best move. Because otherwise, I'm gonna take 2 quick towers and just. And then this doesn't. Yeah, it has to be here because I'm not gonna be able to cast any spells. Okay, great. And from there, we would do majority deployment. So what that means is this is 2-2. That means that that's pretty straightforward. This will go here. And we should roll for where axe goes out of these 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Axe will go here. And then majority first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from there, I would roll or randomize. Randomize, randomize. Okay. Flip, flip, flip. Okay. That is the deployment phase, and we need to draw our cards. So I'm going to randomize again. Come on. Why you gotta do this? There we go. Great. Who's initiative on? It's on Radiant, so I will go to Radiant first. Before the action phase, I must roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm rolling for this Lucent Beam reactive ability. 3. So this creep will take 1 damage. And my charges will be at 3. Add 1 mana. Thank you. Good point. I always like go by memory with rounds. Even though these indicators are helpful, you tend to get a feel for it because you'll inherently know, like, This doesn't feel right. I have too much mana or too little mana. Okay. Hmm. I have no options except to cast Town Portal Scroll. But then that would leave the super susceptible. And I only have. But then I might be thinking, well, if this one has. If he has another skill or action that makes it so that I somehow die here. But let's think about this a little bit. Knowing knowing what red and green has, does he have a way to deal 8 damage to me on this turn? Unless he was to one cast new orders and then cast take aim or was it take aim? Whichever one that does +4 attack. Then in that situation, they would do 10 damage to the Luna, and that would be really, really bad for me. I need this up. We know almost all of the actual rulings once Friday comes around, but I feel like if Siege splashed off buildings, it would significantly weaken any kind of defensive strategies. I agree with that. Yeah. I think the way that I like to do it is to think about all the different possibilities that it could be interpreted and think about and play out all the different scenarios. Of course, I'm not going to be doing that right now because there's a limited amount of time that I have to stream today, but I think that's only going to make you a better player if you're thinking about all these different possibilities. And I feel like Tabletop Simulator is a good way to train yourself because you have to manually keep track of things, and it can be a little bit overwhelming, but it teaches you to do a lot of mental math. Hmm. Do I want to cast TP Scroll here? I don't. Do I want to flood this board? What am I doing here? Can I? Can I? No, I did. No, this needs to be a defensive one. Fuck. Then Zeus would go here. No. Do I really want to sack this? Or do I want to flood this? Hmm. Damn. Tough choice. Either way, by now the timer should be ticking. You know the game is good when you have hard decisions against yourself. I agree. Again, I'm not a. I loved poker for a long time. Black Friday kind of crushed that whole situation because I was mostly playing online. I wasn't able to get behind Hearthstone just because honestly that game's shit. But and I never could get behind Magic the Gathering because I prefer digital games. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this series to see the progression of someone who is finally taking something like this seriously, at least semi-seriously. I have a typical corporate slave job and I have some other hobbies too. So I won't be able to put too much time into this, but if you put 10 hours to 15 hours a week in anything and you have a really strategic way about improving yourself, then you're going to be way farther off than someone who just gets crossfaded and plays all day and doesn't really think about what they're doing. Hmm. Why is my camera not working? There I go. Okay, I should really wrap this up. Hmm. Let's go all in on this one and this one. I don't think that they're going to be able to do 40 plus 80 damage. Let's just be real here. Oop. I don't think they're going to be able to do 120 damage in this lane. I'm going to cast my TP scroll. And let's get that to... Uh, can I do that? There we go. These next three are going to get deployed at the same time. That's going to be a super, super... So I'm looking for a good new competitive game. And yeah, and ever since this was announced, I had a feeling this is it. Man, I played Dota for so long, and then real life hit me, and I wasn't going to go pro or anything like that. I haven't played any game seriously in like 4 years, so I've been really, really waiting for something like this. So I agree with you. This is definitely going to be my main nerding out hobby. But as I was saying, these three are going to deploy at the same time. I'm going to just, I might win by round 5, round 6. We'll see. And then, so that's done. Cast that there. Action is on, ooh, action is on Armored Cleave, Dire. I see that and I know, I see this action and I'm like, he's gonna flood these. They're gonna flood. Radiant's gonna flood these two. So I have to think about how I want to respond. Maybe I give Red Hero +4 attack this round. Do I stack and do 14 damage to this and just go all in for that? But then I'm playing to the other person's strengths. I don't want to get aggressive. I'm trying to stall for that mid game. Trying to stall for that mid game. How am I gonna do that? I might. I want to use take aim for when I have an opportunity to kill one of these heroes. Let's just be real here. So I might just pass and just be okay with dealing 8 damage and getting a gold here. So I pass back to here. That's two. Oh, that is not two successive passes. I can't do anything here because I don't have a hero here. So I'm going to skip. Initiative is now on Dire in lane 2. Let's go to the combat phase. These cancel out. Everyone gets 2 or 1 gold. These deal 8 damage. Wait, what was it at before? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I do not recommend streaming right after a long day of work. It doesn't you tend to miss some things. But my buddy's coming over at 6:30 and we're gonna go to the beach and have some fun. So gotta work with what you got, right? For all you old people like me. Okay. So now just double check everything. Yep. Is this alpha? I'd have a hard time buying artifact. No, I know you're joking, but this is not actually artifact. This is a simulation of it using Tabletop Simulator, based off of the few videos and leaks that have been out there, while still respecting Valve's. I'm not part of the beta. I haven't signed any NDAs, but I think legally this is kosher. Action is on Dire. Take aim is not an ideal situation right now. I'm trying to stall for that. I need to stall until like round 4 or 5, and that's when I really start to this deck, I would imagine, starts to come into play. There's no reason for me to do +4 attack anyways because I'm faced up against a untested ground. I skip. Should probably cast Assault Ladders. That's really good here. But let's go through all the options that deal 2 damage in any lane. Is there any reason to do that here? So I could get rid of this. Nah, I don't think so. I think I need Assault Ladders ASAP. Let's cast that. Can't do anything here. Pass initiative is on Dire because Radiant was the last one to cast anything. And if I'm Dire right now, I'm probably not sweating. This is pretty standard, I would imagine, for an aggro deck to get a slight early edge. In fact, aggro blue/black Radiant right now might be behind. I might have misplayed a whole bunch. All right. Have fun, Zoshi. Hope to see you back sometime. I'm gonna be streaming every night and every weekend at that I possibly can. So probably 5 or 6 nights out of the week. So make sure you do me a favor and follow because then you'll be able to come back and it's always more fun for me to have people in the chat and I don't know the only I've only been streaming for the past 2 days and there's luckily enough enthusiasm around the game where the chat's pretty active. So I feel really thankful for that. Okay, so we pass initiatives over here, and now we do the combat phase. These get deleted. Get 1 gold each. This Some of these camera moves are lagging a little bit. Boy, I follow before I ask my question. Nice. Sweet. All right. 7. This is deleted. This is not a man. This axe already. That is not a great trade. This needs to be 7. Okay. Oh, it must be lagging because I'm streaming right now or something. Usually it doesn't do this type of stuff. So we'll just take it as it is. And then +1 gold. And then these two. Wait a second here. Am I just tripping out? Or did... This trebuchet was over here, I'm pretty sure. And then I played a... Huh. Oh, no wonder. Okay. For your improvements, you want to make sure that you actually keep it on the lane, just for tracking. And then I'm pretty sure I casted trebuchets on this lane. Let me know if anyone in chat remembers otherwise, but I'm pretty sure it was in this lane. Hmm. And I forgot to cast this. Deal 2 piercing damage to the enemy tower before the action phase. So this needs to be -2. Now +2 damage when attacking a tower, so that's 8 +4 is 12. Nice. And now we're moving on to... Yeah, these camera movements have just entirely stopped working. Okay, cool. Nice. Can't do anything here except for waste these take aims. Skip. Dimensional portal. I believe you roll when you have a flood, so let's scoot these over to make room. Let's copy this, and we want to flood. So 1, 2, 3 left, 4, 5, 6 right. That goes there. Again. 2. And the reason why I did that, I realized that some people might not have seen this card before. Summon 3 melee creeps. And what I mean by flood/multiple summons is when you do a singular summon, you get to choose where it goes. When you do multiple summons, it's randomized. Action is back on Dire. This camera thing's really pissing me off. There we go. Can't do anything. I pass an initiative. Well, I can't really do anything. I can't do anything as dire. So let's just assume I pass. Initiative will be on dire. Both pass. Let's do the combat phase. Blockers first. Oh, and again, I forgot to do this, so we gotta make sure we do that. Blockers. This is deleted. Let's get a D20 here. Deals 2 damage, so now this is at 10. Great. And then the remaining, well, first of all, let's get a gold here. So 6 damage, not bad. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now we're shopping. Okay. I'll mess with that. I'll probably buy it for this guy right here. And do I want to buy it from the core shop or do I want to buy it from the... That doesn't matter anyways. Can you deploy immediately or is it a card in your hand? You're right. I forgot about that. Thank you. You have to play it in lane. That's what everyone's been telling me, and that's the way that I've been playing. It's just, again, you tend to miss some stuff, and I think also because I'm new to streaming, I'm trying to make sure that I'm as concise and articulate as possible, and with that, I'm not going to be as accurate with the game mechanics. So thank you for, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Okay, I have 4 gold. Heal a unit 6. Do I need to heal? Yeah, I need to heal. Yeah, let's get this. And again, I need to take this, copy, paste, put this back, put it in here, flip, 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 randomize, 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 and let's spend my gold. Okay, that's round 2. Let's go on to round 3. We still have about 45 minutes. Nice. So we might not be able to get through the entire game, but we should be able to get through most of it. It's probably going to start getting really crazy, and it usually does around round 4 or 5. I get 3 heroes deployed. Nice. And I can I can see myself having some slight inherent bias against myself to uh against the red slash green just because those are not my favorite colors. You put the solve into the wrong hand, thank you. I would have caught that. I would have caught that one. All right. And now we're going to be fully deployed on both sides. That's really great. Before we do that, we're going to have to do the creeps. Let's roll for creeps. this can go up in size. Left creep goes to lane 3. Right creep goes to lane 3. Oh my god, that's really bad for aggro. Well, I want red green to win because they're the underdogs. Well, so let that weigh on your bias. I'm gonna start playing better for red green then. So this one goes to here. This one goes to here. Okay, it's not all that bad. Now I'm taking a look at this, and it's been speculated that there's no limitation to how many cards that you can have on your board. So just because if there's only 2 left here doesn't mean that I can't just flood this if I want. But I'm probably not going to do that. What I'm probably going to want to do is address this issue with one of them and Sorla. Hmm. I like having options, so I might do Sorla here. Hmm. 7. There's not even that many. And I know that this isn't even about to be flooded. I might do this. But then I might die immediately. No, I won't die immediately, but then take aim could do +4, and he does retaliate. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, in that situation, if I roll into this Legion Commander, I'm gonna die because it has this Legion Commander has retaliate, and this one is for sure gonna die. But do I really need? I would rather 7 health, 8, but no retaliate. But interesting, interesting. Let's do this. Or do I even need anything here? Are they really gonna deal 80 damage in time? I don't think so. Let's do this. Yeah, that's dope. Let's do that. And then so majorities will go first. 6. Wait, these need to be randomized. First one goes here. And these, whenever there is a full space, you need to scoot it over. And this one, 6. Okay. Then this one, majority. We'll just play into this lane right here. Oh, fuck. For real? It's terrible luck. Okay. And then I would roll for these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna ignore 6s. For the left one, 1. I might have forgotten to roll directions for the last round. I Yeah, I probably did. So my apologies. And I'll show what I mean in in this round. You For everyone that doesn't have a blocker, you're gonna want to roll for direction. This one obviously you wouldn't because there are no diagonals to possibly attack. So these two would be attacking directly to tower. We need to determine if Axe is attacking tower head on or if he is going to attack this creep. So let's randomize, and it does. So it's pretty unfortunate. And then this creep would also roll. So it will attack the tower because it's going this way. And then this creep will be attacking this way. This creep will be attacking tower. This creep will be attacking tower. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Great. So let's go to initiative, which is, oh, draw 2 cards. Duh. Let's draw 2 cards. And we need to deploy these two. I didn't even account for those. Jesus Christ. All right. So, hmm. This Lycan needs to go over here. This Chen should go over here. Am I feeding this Chen? These are pretty low attack. And it allows for Hand of God, which is really great. And I could take control of one of the creeps, or I could, but then the Lycan's already here. Yeah, I think you can use alt to take a look here. Lycan's allied neighbors have +2 attack. I mean, that could clear this really well. Yeah, I think that's the move here. hmm 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 This needs to roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore 5, 6. This needs to roll 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 will be over here. That means that we'll re-roll for this. Attacks Lycan. We need to roll for these two. PA goes to tower. Zeus attacks this way. Okay, that should be it. Why did I do that? Great. Do I want to rush this? Or do I want to deploy? A 5 mana, Active Defiance. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Damn, that is a sick counter to this. Okay, I'm saving that Active Defiance. There, I probably want... Well, I need Rebel Decoy over here, if anything, because I can't cast it. So, let's take it one at a time. Do I want to give Red Hero +4 attack this round? I'm gonna kill these anyways. Am I saving these for too long? I have to admit you are selling me on this game, Lamau. Probably pick it up after the work week. It is not... Oh, are you talking about Tabletop Simulator? I mean, it's $20, and the guy must have worked really hard because this is sick. Yeah, the camera lags a little bit when you're streaming, but this is awesome. I do a little bit of development myself, so I I have a really great appreciation for something like this. Okay. I mean, this is going to be down anyways, right? Do I want... I kind of want to save if I ever so happen to need... Hmm. You know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I do that. Maybe I do that. Maybe I am going to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's just do it. This is +4 attack, so the way to indicate that is this. This is... Off the card will be temporary. 4 is the temporary booster. This needs to be over in the graveyard. Let's take a look at this screenshot. Look at... Oh, huh, never mind. Give me the camera, please. There we go. Actions back on Radiant. Can't do anything here. I skip. I stack again. Maybe I should be more conservative here. think about this a little bit. 26 damage. And right now I'm dealing 12, 16, whereas 12 plus 8. But let's assume, yeah, I think I should hold off from it for now. Yeah, I'll pass. Initiative is on Radiant. Let's deal the damage. Let's skip over to here. +2 damage, and we have to remember for Luna and Trebuchets, there's reactive abilities. Let's roll for this before we go into action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This now has 6. Yeah, we'll keep that there as a 6, and this needs to be a 4. Actions on me. Wow, that's really fucking good. +2 attack and -2 armor. If I had -2 armor and Chen goes up against me, I would do 6 damage. Or Chen would do 6 damage to Luna. I'm not sure if I want that. But then if I have +2 attack for each one, it would be 5 + 5, which is enough. Interesting. Or I could play Assault Ladders. I'm tempted to do Disciple here. I think that's the higher value. Or +2 damage for... I need to get rid of this Shen before it plays Hand of God. I think I play the Disciple here. And I get to choose. But I'm pretty sure that I I have to play it here. Or can I play it here? It's weird how... I'm pretty... Can I play it here? Or am I forced to play the blocker? I think I can play it here. It wouldn't matter because it's attacking this way anyways. But I want it to attack tower. Not sure how that interacts. Before I do any of that, I'm probably going to heal up this PA though. Let's do that first. Alright, cool. Oh, fuck, that's... whatever, I gotta do it. So now it's at 5. Action is on Dire. I'm at 5 mana. Do I want to attach the Keenfold Plate now? For each of its attackers? So what if I'm really, really sick here, right? And I mean, this isn't even that sick of a play because this is really basic. Let's assume that I'm red green Dire in this situation, and I know that there's a high likelihood that in this aggro deck he has a Disciple of Nevermore, and that he's going to be able to do, he or she, they rather, is going to be able to do a total of 10 damage, and I have 9. If I were to do this right here, I would get +3 armor. Wow. That's pretty good. And all of a sudden, yeah, I'm not sure if you can put a creep on a path. If you couldn't put a creep on a path. What do you mean by that? Like, you can't put it here, or it has to be over here? Either way, I'm going to be playing this. This is a sicko play right here, I feel like. So this has... No, this is the wrong one. We have a permanent 1 here, and we have a temporary 2. Action is back. I mean, I don't know if you can put Disciple on a position that has a path U-turn on it. I'm not really sure what you mean. These cards are not actual cards. They're just to predict RNG. So I see he has 3 now. That means that if I play Disciple of Nevermore, not only is this going to get -2, but these are going to have -2. All of them are going to have -2. +2 attack. So that's 5, 5, -3 each. It's only 4 damage. Shit. No, once the direction is determined at the deployment phase, that axe is going to be attacking this regardless of if I put something here. I don't believe that's how it works. It stays there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Grazing shot would mean that if I did 4 damage and hmm, do I want to do Disciple of Nevermore right now? Or Assault Ladders? 'Cause that's a +4. I feel like Assault Ladders is better here. Because let's say I play Disciple of Nevermore and that would only be 4 damage, and then I can't even stack these two anyways. So that's 8 damage. And it's not piercing damage anyways. So yeah, I have to play Assault Ladders here. I think that's the best move. Okay, let's see here. Let's think about this a little bit. Rebel Decoy. Swap with another ally. Oh, that's pretty sick. Could tank all that damage and just... Well, as it is, he's not going to be taking any damage anyways because it's armor is per attack. So why would I want to do that? Swap with another ally. So then I could put that here. But then I'm feeding. Unless I were to, if I were to place this here, swap with this, then axe kills this in one shot. Creeps don't matter in this situation. I think that's the play here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the play. What was that before? 6. Okay, we just gotta remember that. Okay, let's not do that yet because Radiant has a chance to counter. So I play that. Actions back on Radiant. Hmm. Now let's say they're playing face up. At this point, I've probably figured that they're gonna swap. Could I potentially kill this before it acts? I don't know. 2 damage? No. No. Hmm. What is plus... If I'm doing +4 attack, and I know that these two, as of right now, are going to attack this. What is that? That's 6, and that's 10, that's 16. Oh my god. Then I'm short 2. Should probably save that. I think I'm passing here and letting him kill my Zeus. Because then I'm assuming that I'll be able to cast Annihilation or Eclipse next round. And just get rid of everyone here anyways after... Fuck. Oh, right. Yeah, he could potentially attack the tower, but I'm assuming that he won't because let's say these swap, right? If I'm forced to play Disciple here, then I'm not dealing any damage here. If I'm allowed to place it over here, then I think I should be able to do that because if we swap these, they're still a diagonal. So it's not like a forced... Hmm. And then I'm trying to not be biased towards blue-black aggro deck. Because that would be totally be in the favor of blue black. But at the same time, I only have 20 more minutes, so maybe I should just do that. Let's just assume that you can place it here. I'll play this. Oh my god, you're right. Don't have 3 mana. Hmm. What would I do without Twitch chat? Damn. Okay, if that's the case, then fuck it. I'll save this. Maybe I want to go for a GG push over here. Once this clears, then I play a Disciple and I have an open combat lane. Let's just do that. I'll skip. I know that I'm assuming that Dyer is going to do this move, and I willingly accept that. This goes over here. This goes over here. This goes here. This reallocates. This goes here. Give me a 6, please. Come on. No? Okay, there we go. Action's back on here. I skip. He skips. This is now on cooldown. Active 1 cooldown. Come on. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's go into the combat phase. So let's do the intuitive ones first. These two are nullified because of Keen Folk Plate. So neither of these two do any damage. This Chen does 4 damage to this Luna. Armor's so good. And then this axe kills this. Zeus. -2. 4, 6, 10, 16. Okay, actions here. Trebuchets does 2 damage. And the fact that it says piercing damage to enemy tower means that you can probably have armor on your tower. No, I wouldn't imagine so. Unless like the direction is consistent to the slot. I'm not sure how that interacts because axe isn't it though at the tower? Is it? I don't know. Maybe. Do we want to play it that way? We could play it that way. Because the path actually lands opposite axe. That's fair, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, why don't we do it that way? Hmm. Wow. What a fucking... What a board. Hmm. Do I want to play Disciple of Nevermore here? What are the implications of this? This is going to die anyways. That kills my CM. That might be really, really, really bad. Hmm. And I'm not gaining much tower. In fact, none of these are attacking the tower anyways. Why am I doing that? +2 attack because if it's +2, then these just nullify each other because it's minus armor. There's no reason for me to do that. I'm skipping. Unless I want to... Yeah, I'm skipping. Useless in this situation. Ooh. Time to get Defiant. +2 attack and +1 armor. That's pretty sick. That's just going to clear the entire board because then the creeps have... That's pretty good. I might just do that. And I can't even cast these anyways. Yeah, let's get Defiant. Boom. Alright, so let's do the interactions here. +2 attack and +1 armor. Oh my goodness. That's wild. Okay. +2 attack, +1 armor. Wow, I'm fucking myself right now. Is it creeps only? Yeah. Really outplayed myself here. Mm. God, fuck. That's terrible. If that's the case, then if I'm gonna die anyways and I play this, do I play this? Because I'm only dealing 1 damage right now, then I do 3. These would have 1. This would die. This this is gonna die anyway, so this would die. This would all of a sudden die because Now I have 10 attack, and it wouldn't feed BB that +2 armor if he dies. These two would deal a lot more damage. I think that's a play. Let's do that. Let's do some -2 armor with the red 2. One plus. Take aim's not any good here. I have to pass. Grazing shot. I think I play this here because this is 8-8. Oh, this. I think I play this here, yeah. I play grazing shot. This now is 8 health. Can't do anything here. Pass to me. Is there any other opportunities here? This is gonna die. This is a beast. I don't want to do it to that. This is now gone. I don't want to do anything to that. Yeah, I'll keep it. Initiative will be on Dire when this is all over. So finally, we're going to get to this combat phase. And I'm probably going to cap it off there because I don't want to keep my friend waiting. He's probably going to be here in like 10 minutes. And so I don't think I'll be able to go through an entire round. But I think that once we go through this in combat phase, go through the shopping phase, and take a look at the board for the next 10 minutes, or we might be able to go through a round. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. Let's do this real quick. So this is for sure gonna die because it deals six. This deals 6 damage. This is gonna survive with 1 health because 4 minus. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Oh, well, this should be dead. Yeah, it'll definitely die. 1 for each. This is for sure gonna die because it's 4. Yeah, this is gonna die. What did it have? It had 4 probably. So it's gonna deal 3 damage. This also dies. Why is it making that weird noise? Was this gonna spawn? Well, I can't remember, so that just means that we'll probably have to cap it off here. I'm I'm my brain is not ready for extended Twitch sessions yet. So this is done, and then this is going to die. This is also going to die. Great. This is a strict trade. Oh my goodness. Please. All right. There's that. This will also die. So we one away. Why? What did I? Why was this? Oh yeah, because of Lycan, right? Okay. Lycan was probably gonna kill this. This is for sure gonna die, but I deal 3 damage. This is gonna attack the tower. Did I do trebuchets yet? Probably. Okay, nice. So let's do the shopping phase first. These are gonna be closer together. Motherfucker. Radiant gets 5 more gold because of Lycan. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And oh, Bleak Dagger is sick. I mean, I'm always gonna buy that regardless of what happens, so definitely need that. I can't buy anything from here anymore. Deal active 2 damage to a unit. I'm not sure if I want to fully heal a unit. Do I want to do that for Axe? Do I want to do that for this? I feel like I need to save up for a better item. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Flip, flip, flip. Put this in my hand. Draw a card, or equipped hero has to attack. I feel like I need to do this. Let's buy this. Just in case I have an opportunity to kill this with, and I'm missing 2 attack. Okay, and that is round 2, and we're going into round 3. Of course, might have to resume, or I will have to resume at some point. What's a Thunderhide pack? A Thunderhide pack I'm guessing it's because you saw the horn. Yeah. A Thunderhide pack is this. It is a 14 attack. Do you see a random item every shot phase, or do you see the same ones until you buy them? That's up for speculation. I believe, I'm like 99% sure that you get a random one every single time, but I'm not. We'll find out in a couple of days. I think it would be really, really disadvantageous to prepare an item shop and be blocked because you included like a 15 gold item and then blocked yourself because you wouldn't be able to do anything until you had 15 gold to get rid of that. So yeah, Thunderhide pack is pretty sick. That's why this thing costs 25 and it gives 4 health. And that's not that low of a cooldown. Or not that high of a cooldown. That's 2 rounds. That's not that bad for something like a Thunderhide. Okay, and so we have that last shopping phase. Let's take a look at the board at a glance moving into this next round. And I'll go ahead and save this so I can play with myself later. And tomorrow, or the next time I stream, in the next few days, I'll have read those articles and we'll see if I become a little bit smarter, a little bit better at theorizing and playing the game. Let's take a look at this board at a glance. Let's assume that I forgot. I think Zeus is deploying this round. These two would then be up next. We would draw 2 cards. You would draw afterwards, by the way. You would want to deploy, so let's not do that yet. Let's just take a look at this for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to sign off and put up the syllabus so that anyone who wants to follow along with me, who wants to go at the same rate of progression, brag about how they're learning much faster than I am, etc. It seems like this aggro build is working. There's not a lot of tower damage done overall, but the armored cleave is starting to come into play, especially with round round 2 act of defiance. That was a big time board clear over here. This is still extremely susceptible to dying this round, and this could potentially die this round. So uh, I have a feeling like unless well, let's take a look at this because I have I can't play Hand of God, unfortunately. That would be a huge boon to the Dire because they could stack the board and then cast it. And what it does is it fully heals each ally and gives damage immunity this round. That's really, really good at stalling for a round. Then again, this is a ticking time bomb for this. I mean, plus 2, a creep could finish this off. So I have a blink dagger that I could deploy this hero elsewhere. Could take aim. So yeah, I wouldn't. I think here's what happens. If I'm not, if I'm aggro deck and I'm not able to do it in the next 2 rounds, I feel like red green armored cleave dire is going to outright win. If I can stall for 2 rounds, red green is probably going to win. And for those of you who are just tuning in now, I am going to be signing off. But the point of this stream was yesterday I did a series on how to use Tabletop Simulator and optimize it so that you can play Artifact as quickly as possible. And today I'm starting a mini series about coming from the perspective of someone who likes video games, plays a lot of video games, but hasn't ever really invested himself or herself in a game of this type, a trading card strategy game. And I want to progress with over time, taking it semi seriously, making sure I do my research, making sure I read a whole bunch of articles about basic concepts such as board control or mana curve or things of that nature, making sure that you expend your resources at the highest expected value as possible. And over time, over the course of maybe 5 or 6 episodes. I do have a couple of scrims lined up for you guys too against some other people who have Tabletop Simulator set up. We'll see over time how I improve or how I don't improve. And the idea is to go from not complete noob, a pretty okay beginner to hopefully by the time Artifact the beta releases or the actual release at the end of November, we'll see how much I progress as a player. And hopefully those who are following along with me too will also become better players and maybe, win that tournament or whatever. Because if there's anything that I've learned through poker or any other variance-based game, you might just go on a heater and get a really good draws, and you might just be able to win. Something like Artifact, I think a game like Artifact minimizes the chance of a worse player beating a better player just because there's more instances of micro RNG. There's just more going on, and I think that skill is ultimately going to prevail. Um, most of the time, whereas in other games, RNG is a way bigger factor. That's kind of the gist of what I've got from playing. Maybe I've probably played around 30, 40 hours of Artifact, something like that thus far. So thank you for everyone who has been tuning in. I hope you enjoy this. Please come check back tomorrow. I'll probably make a post on Reddit and my Twitter, which is twitter.com/Wuchi Indigo, WUCHEINDIGO. I'll put it up on my notes here in a second. Let's just go ahead and do that. So you should see this. Any questions, concerns, comments, challenges if you want to play me, or notifications on when I go live. My Twitch is twitch.tv/Wuchi Indigo. My newly made Twitter is twitter.com/Wuchi Indigo. See if that works. Yes, it is. That is me. I'm gonna clip the VOD so that it's gonna have like maybe 20, 30 seconds of this on the screen so that you can manually type in these URLs, or you can just Google these yourself so that you can get to them faster. Again, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Thursday for sure. Until then, really appreciate everyone in Twitch chat for following along with me, and I hope to be able to one, fosters more interest in the game. Two, hope to so people that are in a similar skill level as me can improve as a player. And three, I hope to find some scrim partners. If you want some practice and you want to play someone, please hit me up either on my Twitch or my Twitter, and we'll get a scrim going. All right, guys, have a great night.